Hey guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another Starcraft 2 replay for you. As once again we have a strong engagement from the European scene this time, as we have spawned here in the upper left in the red. It is SERRAL from Finland and his opponent spawning here in the upper right in the blue. It is Spirit from Poland, also very skilled Terran player, as they're spawning here on ASL Stargazer. So ASL map here for the two pro players. Let's just see exactly what they have prepared for us. Of course, SERRAL is the world champion. Until we have a pause here by Spirit, but everyone is ready to go. So yeah, very interesting match here. It's just one game, a very long game, as you can see, a 35-minute long game. Let's just see exactly why this game is so long and what is going to happen here. Let's also check the build order. Spirit playing pretty normal with a supply depot in the front. Is going to very likely continue with his gas and with his barracks, or easy. He might even try to save money for a command center. In the meantime, yes indeed, it is a fast expansion build here by Spirit. So yeah, in the meantime, the 7 can be set here for SERRAL, as he's also going for his normal build order for the Zerg, fast expansion into extractor and spawning pool. So a little bit of a risky gameplay here for Spirit, but a very strong macro-oriented game by him, and also economic-wise a very strong decision by him just to do that last command center. Of course, he's expecting SERRAL to go for his fast expansion as well. In case SERRAL would have went for a fast spawning pool, Spirit would have been early on in some serious trouble, but luckily for him, SERRAL goes for the standard build order for the Zergs, fast expansion into extractor and spawning pool. Now in comes the overlord, of course, very much important overlord, just to check what exactly is going on, just to check the timer here when the barracks is going to get finished, and he very likely is going to check the expansion as well. Or is he just going to wait here to see the next buildings from the Terran? Really wants to know what the next buildings are. Of course, it could be a factory and a starport next. Currently it's just one factory. Actually, it's a double barracks build order here by by Spirit. So very interesting build order here by him. Double barracks. He might even go into 3 barracks soon, just to give more protectiveness towards his expansion. In the meantime, we have the 2-minute and 30-second mark, so this means of course that SERRAL has taken his second expansion point, and into his main the first queens are being spawned. So yeah, pretty standard stuff by him, but a lot of the ordinary gameplay here by Spirit, as he's going for that second barracks with a tech lab, and now finally going for his factory. Some marines are also out on the map, another reactor here, so he very likely soon is going to be going for his stim, I'm pretty sure, and other upgrades, and we might even see double production of those marines here into this location. So pretty interesting stuff here by the Polish player, as yes, there is that stim around the 3-minute mark. Stim is being done, so of course a much needed upgrade here for those marines. And yeah, let's see the next moves, as SERRAL is just going to spread more and more of that creep, just to combine his expansions here towards the map. So he's pretty much just droning up here. There is that speed for the Zerglings, so no intentions by him to go aggressive, just preparing his macro game, just perhaps very likely going to add more and more of those Zerglings, more and more queens, even banelings could be an option for him. And of course the overlord is really important, just to give him vision what exactly is being spawned here, and the nice hidden even barracks here very far into the right base from Spirit. So very intelligent gameplay here by him. Let's see where this overlord is heading. And yes, he's also leaving some marines here just to check out the proximity, just to kill those overlords. So yeah, nice job by him, even preparing a wall of here. So it's very important as a Terran to have that wall of against those Zerglings. And yeah, the first damage is being taken by the overlord. So I believe he didn't have vision, SERRAL didn't see this second barracks into this location, as stim is about to get finished. Let's check the army from SERRAL here. Like I told you, some Zerglings, and now we finally see the first banelings nest around the 4-minute and 20-second mark. So pretty standard stuff. He's trying of course to come forward with some Zerglings, perhaps to snipe some reinforcement, perhaps to kill some marines in case they're out here, but Spirit playing very nicely, very defensively, and SERRAL also spreading his Zerglings just to have more and more vision, checking of course the other expansion points, as in comes the army move out by Spirit. So very strong push could happen really soon. A nice double drop could be happening really soon, but SERRAL should have vision for this. He even has this one Zergling at this Naga Tower. So very smart gameplay here by the world champions. He knows exactly where those medivacs are heading, so his queens should be ready really soon to defend this, as indeed, and there they are. So SERRAL playing very nicely, also going for his tier 2, so we might see a transition into other units. We even might see some lurkers, we might see some mutalisk, and yeah, in comes the first push with Stim. The queens are here on creep, so they can build themselves a nice micro here by the world champion. This is microing the first queen, and yeah, Spirit just going for a new location. Perhaps he's going to scan this location here just to snipe those creep eggs. So yeah, in the meantime, of course, SERRAL also taking this expansion, so lots and lots of expansions here towards the 10-minute mark at the same time. So many queens just to defend the location. And we also see another expansion here by Spirit with yet another medivac. So it looks like it's going to be a mass harassment here by the Polish player with medivacs, with marines, Stim marines, with shields. And yeah, let's have a look what exactly is going to happen. So the Polish player decides to be more aggressive, brings his reinforcement, even has some tanks, so this could be a very strong push against the queens, against the Zerglings. He just needs to be very protective towards those things, but there's so many Zerglings, so many Bayons on the ground, and as kiting is happening back and forth with those marines. The one tank was a little bit exposed, the marines are on the low ground, the high ground is here for the world champion, so strong engagement by both of them, lots and lots of damage. The Zerglings have fallen, the Bayons as well, and Spirit still holds on, even saves this one tank with only 1 HP, so a hero tank even calls a mule to repair this one tank. So quite a skillful gameplay here for the Polish player, as the marines are also getting healed up. So SERRAL pretty much under pressure very early on. Let's see what his plans are with his lair. What exactly is he going for? Perhaps once again lurkers. He has shown us how strong they can be, but hold on. Spirit once again moving forward, this time with liberators in the air, so the queens immediately targeting one liberators. The Banings this time getting some good connections, so Spirit has to retreat and perhaps just regroup with some other units. But yeah, in the end, Spirit really showing us a strong, very aggressive move out here, as is at what, 56 workers versus 60, so also strong economy here for him. At the same time, the army is a little bit higher for SERRAL, but of course it's just Zerglings, so yeah, he might transition really soon even into some Roaches. Some Ravagers could also be an interesting idea, as his expansion has been finished here. So let's see what exactly is going to happen. Hold on, we see the Marines having a good position here, but no medivacs. One queen has been burned by the Liberator, but in the end SERRAL is going to hold and push this nicely back. So nice job here by him. And let's see what the next plans here for Spirit are. Upgrades do go out, and more units are being spawned, even another command center. So it's massive amounts of barracks here, one factory and one starport, as yes, SERRAL also prepares here his expansion. At the same time, we see once again a small move out. Nice harassment here by Spirit, and the 3 tanks this time in the back, but he needs to be careful. Zerglings get a good position, and he's finally going to save 2 tanks into this one medivac. Same time, 3 drones have been sniped as well, as SERRAL prepares another attack here with his bailing towards this expansion point. But there is a tank, there are some marines here, so Spirit should of course be able to hold, as yeah, more upgrades are being finished here, as we are slowly but steadily closing in at the 10-minute mark. So quite interesting game here especially by Spirit, who decides to be more aggressive towards SERRAL. And yeah, let's have a look if this bailing Zergling composition is going to be able to deal some damage here. As I told you, those tanks in the back are really strong. And yeah, is SERRAL going to commit here? Indeed, he's pushing forward, but the wall off is really nicely done by Spirit, as he's pushing out a little bit. He's also regrouping with his main force. So yeah, let's see, SERRAL in the meantime taking his gold expansion, so quite a important move by him, just to have that economic advantage towards his enemy. He's taking that gold. I believe more swarms of Zerglings could be pushed here against Spirit. So let's see, still SERRAL roaming around with his units, with his Zerglings, with his Banings, just mass Zerglings with Banings for him. Perhaps he's going to try a Nida Swarm, it would be an interesting idea. He does have vision here, and it would take quite some time for those tanks to move here forward, so a Nida Swarm would be an interesting idea. In the meantime, Spirit not allowing, of course, SERRAL take that base. It's quite an important base for him. And yeah, let's see, still SERRAL brings in some Zerglings, some Banings. Going to push Spirit a little bit back, but Spirit with a quite good position. Nice healing going off with those medivacs in the end. So is of course surrounding those units and pushes here Spirit back. So this location right here looks like to be the next attacking point. It is blocked by some minerals, but with a Nida Swarm, perhaps even with some Swarm Host would be a nice idea here for SERRAL. Let's see, currently it's just at mass Zerglings with Banelings around the 10-minute mark, even with some Queens, and he's pretty much throwing everything he has just to secure this expansion. So this will give, of course, some other targets for the Polish player. Let's see what's going to happen here. So Zerglings get some good surrounds, so Spirit has to move into another location. This could be also a good idea for him to attack. Let's have a look what his decisions are. He's moving straight here forward, but there's so much creep on the map. So yeah, those Zerglings are really fast against Spirit. The Spirit once again has to pick up. At the same time, so many units here, so SERRAL might even try to attack this location, but yeah, it's so many tanks. So yeah, both players are doing a really great job into defending, into harassing. But yeah, still, like I told you, still Zerglings with Banelings for SERRAL. Quite interesting unit composition here around the 11-minute mark, and we finally see some Vipers with those blinding clouds. I believe it is going to be against tanks, even with some harpoons. We see some Marauders, the first tanks. What's happening against this? So lots and lots of damage here, lots and splash damage. We do see some blinding clouds indeed. The Banelings do roll here forward. Just 4 SCVs have been killed. The Spirit is nicely spreading his units, taking of course some damage, but in the end SERRAL losing quite a big chunk of his army. Is dropping to 70, but of course he can recover with that economy. Sometime into this location, Spirit might try to snipe some Queens, but they are healing each other up. So yeah, SERRAL nicely holding, but the same can be said here for Spirit as well. It's also holding on really nicely with his tanks in the back, nicely hidden. And we even see some Marauders now by him, so let's have a look what exactly is going to happen here. Both players do fight for that map control. As we see now, interesting enough, SERRAL finally going for a ballsy move here, moving out with those overlords straight into this location, so this could be huge. Thus he has some Banelings now, it's just mass Zerglings, and yeah, this expansion is quite exposed. He might even try a double attack. The overlords are now visible, the turret is shooting, so lots and lots of SCVs might get snapped here, but Spirit reacting really fast, and luckily for Spirit he also had some medivacs nearby, so only 5 workers have been killed. At the same time we see another army move out here, but yeah, Spirit nicely defending. He has the high ground, he has those tanks in the back, him also being casted, but not that many infantry here for him. In come the reinforcements and lots of Zerglings. Even some parasitic bombs have been casted, so yeah, still the tanks haven't been targeted yet. Only they will fall, so SERRAL slowly but steadily moving here forward. But in the end, Spirit does hold, he does have some casualties. Both players have the same army count, but yeah, those Zerglings fall really quick, and now Spirit also adding some ghosts. So just in case in the late game we will see perhaps some Broodwars, perhaps some Ultralisk. Those ghosts will be the counter towards that. Let's see if SERRAL is going to prepare once again another attack here towards his enemy. Still massive amounts of Zerglings, still his Link Bane seems to be the composition here for the world champion versus upgraded units. Look at that, we even have level 3 armor for the Marines. So quite nice stuff here by Spirit, as yeah, the middle of the map is pretty much in control here for SERRAL. Yes, so many units, and Spirit as well has here the right part of the map. But yes, of course, in case this is going to continue, it's going to be in some trouble, as once again SERRAL prepares another drop. Let's see if Spirit is going to be once again quickly here to react. At the same time he's double attacking, and there is even some Ultralisk now on the ground. So Ultralisk moving forward, the Vipers are also here, nice sniping going on. So SERRAL is losing quite some units, but in the end he's preparing this one drop, with tank even getting some good shots here. Once again, lots and lots of timing mine has been denied, so the Zerglings will take out quite a big chunk of those SCVs. Upgraded Zerglings really strong. 8 SCVs have fallen. Some Marines will fall here as well. Even this one refinery is going to get dropped. He's even targeting the anti-air, and at the same time he's also preparing another move out with quite a strong force of Zerglings. Let's see where his next targets are going to be. The tanks once again perfectly positioned here by Spirit, knowing the good positions here for those tanks, getting lots and lots of kills. And yeah, this tank already with 17 kills. Yes, still some Zerglings are here bored. So yeah, Spirit might need a turret or a scan to face this Zerglings. So let's see what's going to happen here. Other Zerglings here being bored. So yeah, nice job here by the world champion. But yeah, like I told you, now he's finally transitioning into some Ultra-Risk. So Ultra-Risk is going to be the answer, and I believe Spirit is also going to react with more tanks, with more ghosts to snap those Ultra-Risk. And once again we see a drop being prepared. Only one tank here to defend if SERRAL is smart, of course, is going to target this one tank, but the Overlord is already taking lots of damage. So yeah, here we go once again, Zerg going straight for this one tank. Two Overlords have been snapped and some workers will be snapped here as well. So nice job once again by SERRAL, causing some damage here towards the economy from Spirit. So it's a quite good engagement by here. At the same time, he's also going for this one armory and for more workers. So with just a small amount of Marines, just two of them, finally the Marines will pop out and stim towards those. So yeah, dealing quite some damage. So nice job here by him, deciding not to go for a Night Swarm. He's going straight for a drop with some Overlords, dealing quite some damage, and at the same time, of course, he's buying time for his expansion. And we see a strong push out this time. Even Mind Control has been used towards those tanks. So nice and interesting spells being used by the world champion as he keeps rolling forward. But there's a nice build order here by Spirit. He has so many command centers, so it's going to be hard for those things to get good connections. So nice job by him, hiding behind those command centers. Really nicely done, as slowly but steadily we're closing at the 20-minute mark. So it's still anyone's game. Spirit nicely holding on, but taking some casualties into this location. SERRAL having 23 more workers than him. His economy should be kicking really nicely in, but he's also still producing those Zerglings. And yeah, those Zerglings will fall really quick against the tanks in the back. So let's see if the world champion is going to finally transition into some other units. Currently it's just Link, Bane, Ultra. And are we going to see some other units? Perhaps some Broodwars would be very interesting to be seen. Even some Mutalisk would also be a nice transition all of a sudden to be more mobile on the map, or perhaps just more Infestors, more Vipers. And what exactly Spirit going to go for? He might even go for more tanks. We might see some Banshees, would be very interesting to see, just to harass the world champion more. Now we have Blinding Clouds against those turrets. Once again, the tank is getting great connections. Finally, if he is going to get dropped with 13 kills already for him, and the other tank also now taking charge, killing so much of that. And yeah, lots and lots of ghosts are here for that sniping. At the same time, there's another attack being prepared here by SERRAL towards the mineral line of this one planetary fortress. So the planetary is going to fall, but yeah, there's so many command centers here to replace it. So nice job here by Spirit, thinking of course in the advanced, as he knows of course that those paintings will deal quite some damage. Still 10 SCVs have fallen, but still only 21 workers for SERRAL. So yeah, let's have a look how this is going to continue. Only a nice move out here by Spirit. He's going to snipe perhaps a queen or two, but his main target is of course this one hatchery. For him is going to get surrounded, so no Medivacs here to save him. Hatchery taking a little bit of damage, and some Zerglings actually do pull here forward. No defenses for Spirit as he needs to come back. So much action going on, and look at that, just a small task force for SERRAL. With those Zerglings, he might even be able to cancel this one research. So in the end, the SCVs do come in, he saves it, but anyway, SERRAL has shown us how much damage he can do with small groups of Zerglings. At the same time, he's moving forward with his Ultra-Risk, with his Zerglings, attacking on multiple fronts. Spirit nicely spreading his units, nice Blinding Clouds, so much action, nice sniping even here. So the Ghost will of course be the counter towards those Ultra-Risk. Yeah, I'm just curious to see if this is going to be heading towards the all of the game infantry with tanks, with Medivacs versus the Link, Bane and Ultra-Risk composition by SERRAL. And yeah, lots and lots of Zerglings, but of course they take quite some damage of those tanks, so the tanks will of course be very happy to target those Zerglings with splash damage. So let's see, slowly but steadily, this time Spirit is moving forward, has a good position here, but in comes SERRAL. He's trying to go for a surrounded force, but the tanks are nicely being spreaded here all over the place by Spirit. So such an intelligent move by him, and this time the how many larvae he has here. So yeah, this time SERRAL quite under siege as he's losing his main gold mine. So yeah, so many larvae here for him. Of course he could just place those units fast. At the same time we see 7 SCVs being killed here into this location. At the same time SERRAL tries to go for us around. Nice planning clouds, nice parasitic bomb spot, but yeah, Spirit really has a great spread here, so of course showing us the full potential of the Terran army. So still anyone's game as we have passed the 20-minute mark. Quite a strong game. Spirit nicely holding on. Not only that, but he has sniped a very important expansion by SERRAL, so SERRAL losing a little bit of that pace. And is he perhaps going to transition into other units, because this Link Bane Ultralisk isn't really working out for him, especially with Spirit having such a nice spread of those units, even adding some Liberators, and yeah, those tanks of course having so many kills, as we see one lone Infestor here giving good important vision. He might even try to add more Angles. This Infestor here will be really important. Angles can be really strong. Let's see what's going to happen here as in comes the attack. Spirit decides to retreat with so many liberation zones, as we see so many parasitic bombs and so much damage being taken by both players. But yeah, those Liberators holding their position, holding their ground, dealing so much damage towards their enemy, even more 4 HP for this one. At the same time, Spirit also preparing another attack here into this location. So many drones are being apparently sacrificed by the world champion. It's interesting to see so many drones move out. Perhaps he's feeling quite confident with his economy. As the in comes SERRAL, he has some corruptors, so this indicates to us of course that he's going for those blows, but at the same time he's nicely sniping those medivacs. This is now moving forward. I believe he just wants to clear the way here with those drones, but so many drones by him. And now Spirit stealing some gold here, so nice job here by the Polish player. At the same time 18 workers have been killed for SERRAL, so the door is open, but there's still a war off, there's still a tank being dropped. And yes, SERRAL has to retreat a little bit, so quite an interesting game. The drones are still pretty much being exposed. I believe SERRAL just wants to have more army of a supply. So yeah, quite an interesting game we have here. Still mass links, still some interest, but we also see those corruptors, so I'm pretty curious to see when exactly he's going for his Broodwars. At the same time another attack, but we do see some force. So Spirit of course looks like he's prepared for against those Broodwars. Force a good answer towards them. Also Hellbats would also be really nicely. Maru has shown us into this channel how strong they can be against Broodwars on the ground. So yeah, let's see what exactly is going to happen. SERRAL dropping really low into his economy, having lots and lots of gas but not that much minerals, and Spirit looking much better here, as both players has to have the same supply amount around the 23-minute mark. And yeah, let's just have a look where the next target is going to be. Of course this expansion is really important as it is getting mined out, so not that much gold being remained here, but yeah, important expansion here, and that has been taken by Spirit, as SERRAL once again taking up some ground here. But yeah, not that much minerals are being left here to be mined on the map, so it's pretty much all of mined out. So of course they will be a little bit more careful here with their attacks, perhaps maybe play it a little bit more defensively. Let's see, some drones just roaming around here for SERRAL. I believe he's going to sacrifice those drones just to have more of a supply. The interesting scenario around the 24th minute mark as the drones to surround this one SCV. So yeah, nice sacrifice here by SERRAL, and this is of course showing us that SERRAL is pretty much mined out in the entire map, and is now bringing forth his drones. So not a very rare sight to be seen, drones attacking SCVs around the 25-minute mark. Of course he wants to sacrifice those drones, and yeah, in comes Spirit with his marines. He should be able to take them out, so quite interesting stuff here. Have a look at the unit composition by SERRAL. So he's going into more Infestors, and finally we do see the Broodwars, but not that many Broodwars are here in the air. Finally more and more are getting spawned. So this is the answer from the world champion. Where exactly is mining from? Still from this location and this location. I believe the other location are pretty much mined out. Hold on, we do see some patches here being left, but the next attack might be very important here for SERRAL. And let's just see what Spirit has to counter this. He has of course those ghosts, fully mana onto those ghosts. He has those Thors. There should be many more Thors. It's just one Thor currently. And yeah, in comes SERRAL, slowly pushing forward, even having some spores to have detection against those ghosts. At the same time, Spirit answers with the same mark. He's also sacrificing his SCVs, but the real engagement is going to happen here into this location. So we have a planetary fortress here, we have a nice hidden tank, and we have lots and lots of units in the back as some spores might fall. So of course Spirit tries to lure here the world champion into attacking here, but he's going straight for this one expansion point, straight for the planetary. So quite a large amount of Broodwars on the ground. Tank might fall really soon. So such a huge, massive amount of units here for SERRAL versus Spirit. And let's see if Spirit is going to be able to hold off. Perhaps he's going to snipe those units. He needs to be careful, the snipers are in control, and one Broodwar might get taken out. So yeah, 20 SCVs have been killed, of course they have been sacrificed. Yes, it's still anyone's game, still a small siege is happening here. Quite a large amount of Tors, big numbers of ghosts here towards Spirit. Slowly but steadily, Serral just kills building after building. He wants to kill, of course, unit after unit. Look at that one tank is about to get fallen here. The second one as well, taking damage even out of his own splash damage from the tank. This is exactly why Tors are going to be added here. We even see some ghosts, we might see some nukes. If a nuke lands here on Serral, it could be huge. Nice EMP being casted, so quite still anyone's game. A strong force for both players. Tors it is indeed, of course, to counter. And we finally see a nuke, so of course Spirit is inviting SERRAL to attack. Even one SCV needs to be careful not to walk here into this one nuke. Oh, he's attacking this one X, so quite interesting. And is the nuke going to fall here? Yes indeed, straight onto those Broodlords. So yeah, at least those Protoss have been killed by this one ghost. And let's see, slowly but steadily the siege continues here for SERRAL, but still a nice beeline being formed here by Spirit. I really like his positioning, I really like his gameplay, as he's now transitioning of course into many more Tors as those siege tanks, and definitely so good. We even have Liberators in the air, but yeah, those Broodwars do push forward. One Tor is about to get sniped here, and the second one as well taking quite some damage, but yeah, the snipers are also in position to take out those Broodwars. Same time we see some SCVs fighting here, some drones, so not a sight you see every day in Starcraft 2. Let's still have a look. Drones are running, but yes, I was going to answer immediately with some Zerglings. So yeah, what a crazy game we have here as we're closing slowly but steadily at a 30-minute mark. So still anyone's game, and SERRAL needs to be careful, very much careful against those nukes. Same can be said of course for Spirit not to walk into this one of his own nukes. So yeah, quite an interesting game we have here. Like I told you, still anyone's game, as the tank is going to deal, of course, splash damage towards those Zerglings. So it's still a very much waiting game here. I believe all of the map has been pretty much mined out here by both players, so we're still going to be very careful here. Still some minions being left here into this location. But yeah, SERRAL decides to play it a little bit safe. He even brought some of his drones. They will be used as cannon fodder towards his enemy. And it's going to go into a waiting game, into a strategic, like a late chess game. Every move counts here quite a lot for both players. So yeah, let's see, some X will be sniped. Spirit tries to lure, of course, SERRAL into a trap, but yeah, he's having quite a strong force. Quite such a nice mechanical build into the late game, and let's not forget that he has those ghosts on the ground. So army wise we have 142 supply and already Spirit 180 supply here. So quite a strong force we see here, and also great upgrades here for both players as some drones have been sacrificed. So let's see who's going to be attacking, who's going to take these steps into attacking. Lots and lots of Broodwars here on the ground. Let's see, still of course a waiting game. Every unit counts a lot, of course, in the late game. Lots and lots of Marines are still alive. Ghosts are of course being targeted in the back, and we might see now SERRAL sacrificing some of his Zerglings. One Ultralisk have been sniped, so he needs to be much more careful. And yeah, Spirit's still on a low ground. Of course he knows that his tanks are pretty very good with his Liberators, even with his Tors. So he's not deciding to push out. Of course SERRAL waits for that push out. He will try perhaps to split his units to attack, to get a nice flank from above and beyond. But yeah, Spirit not falling for that as he stays his ground. So SERRAL just searching now for a good position. Some snipers here will take out a Broodwar or two, but in the end, yeah, slowly but steadily Spirit just brings forward his Ghost. He's going to snipe unit after unit. Quite a smart decision by him, but in the end he needs also to be careful not to lose those Ghosts against the Broodlord. So still a waiting game, but hold on, we actually see a reaction here by Spirit. Going to move out with his Liberators. We even have a nuclear launch now, so some eggs will be sniped, of course, as Spirit slowly but steadily feels confident. He's moving forward. Snipers going for those infestors. And there's this one nuke sniping the queen eggs. So yeah, still anyone's game. We still have a strong, of course, unit composition for the Zerg, but the same can be said here for the Terran with those doors, with those tanks. And let's not forget the Liberators and the Ghosts. So yes, let's check SERRAL. He has many Broodlords. He even has those Corruptors in the air to snipe those Liberators. Infestors, of course, much needed. Don't see any Vipers, and some Zerglings, some Banings, and some drones. So let's see where exactly, or if there is going to be happening an attack. He might go for one Ghost or two. And this is quite good here for the world champion. He's taking out quite a large amount of units. Great fungals indeed. So good attack here by him. Some drones have fallen here as well as cannon fodder, but yeah, Spirit needs to be careful. Some Ghosts have fallen for him. He still has quite a large amount of Ghosts, but he needs, of course, to be very much careful here against the units from SERRAL. Nice sniping this one Liberator, harpooning him. And yeah, let's see, we're closing slowly but steadily in at the game, and at the end of the game. Still a very strategic, a very patient game, as of course SERRAL will try to attack once again with those Broodlords. And I almost thought this was one atomic bomb, but no, it's just a mule, it's just to repair those doors. But is there enough minerals? Yes, Spirit still has some minerals, still has some gas. So he has perhaps a little bit of a small advantage into repairing his own units. He needs to be careful. Yes, another Liberators might get sniped here. But yeah, slowly but steadily, unit after unit, SERRAL playing very patiently, but the same can be said here by Spirit as he's going to snipe a queen. So quite a interesting game here. Some SCVs once again being sacrificed. Still SERRAL tries, of course, to find a good position against his enemy. Tries, of course, to perhaps sneak in from the behind, from above and beyond. And he has still great liberation zones and straight tank. Nice tank build over here, but hold on, we might see another snipe going on. Another nuclear launch has been attempted here by Spirit, so quite a strong game. And all of a sudden SERRAL is moving out with his units. He needs to be careful against this one nuke. But yeah, let's see, the B-line is still in position here for the Terran. Nice B-line on the high ground, on the low ground here, as SERRAL tries to bring some reinforcements. He's bringing just some drones. He might decide to attack. He's adding so many queen eggs just to have that creep, just to have more mobility towards the Terran. And yeah, let's have a look what exactly is going to happen here. As I told you, slowly but steadily we're closing at the end of the game. Everything is going to come out to a strong engagement, a strong fight. The Liberator now in the zone. SERRAL is on the high ground. One Tor might get snapped. Oh no, he has been saved with this one Tor ship. A great micro here by the Polish player, as he still needs those mules to repair, and perhaps he's going to sacrifice some of those Marauders. Let's have a look what exactly is going to happen. Nice fungals here, just a defensive fungal against those units, and it looks like SERRAL goes for the high ground into this location. He might try to attack the buildings from Spirit, forcing him to come back. So let's have a look. Another reposition here by both players. We even have some chainings on the ground. More and more Ghosts are coming here forward, and yet those are attacking now with those buildings on the ground, having more and more units. Of course, it's really important. And yes, so many buildings have been spawned here by SERRAL. As in comes the attack. The Liberators are here in the zone, liberation zones. Lots and lots of fungals, great fungals here. Nice EMPs to counter that. Great attack here by both players. We have two fronts, the Corruptors, and hold on, what exactly happened here? It's Spirit being the victor. So Spirit taking it luckily here for him. Those mechanically built orders, those units, those doors were really strong to counter the smaller army here from SERRAL. Of course, SERRAL tried to attack, to have those Broodlings on the ground, to have the advantage, but in the end it was just so many Liberators, so many Tors on the ground, even some tanks. And let's not forget those Ghosts sniping those Broodlords. So yes, SERRAL was the one attacking. Spirit not really losing so much supply. Look at that. Yeah, I believe this just shows how strong Terran is in the end game. If you have those mechanical units, if you have those Tors and the Liberators, and let's not forget the Ghosts. So yeah, look at that. Spirit only losing quite a small amount of his army. SERRAL with a bad position there, and I believe SERRAL just wanted to quit this game really soon and just go into the next game. So quite an interesting and a strong game here. Terran Spirit playing very, very patiently, inviting his enemy to attack, and in the end he holds his ground and not losing so much supply. This is quite interesting to see, as he still is at 160 supply. So perhaps a impatient move by SERRAL, but yeah, he really wanted to end this game, and Spirit showing us the late strengths of the Terran, those Tors, those Liberators, and the Ghosts. Really strong answer here for him against the world champion. So nice game. SERRAL losing. I believe this is one of the first game which I've casted here, him losing. So quite interesting to see this world champion lose against the very talented Polish player. So congratulations for him. Congratulations for Poland. We'll be seeing, of course, in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.